Okay, folks, welcome back. I hope you had a good turkey day. I know I did. I ate a lot of turkey, and yes, I did have a Pilsner along with it. I didn't mention that last time, but actually, Pilsners and light beers like that go pretty well with turkey and chicken. But we had a great time, visited family, saw my cousin, which was great. Hey, that's wonderful. I don't see him much often, but definitely want to say thank you to the folks out there. Today we are going to review a nice, good winter warmer. This is going to be the McEwans Scotch Ale. Okay. Now up there I've got a McEwans IPA glass. I'm not going to use that one just for the simple fact that, well, I want to keep it. But that's one of my first glasses that I ever got. And it was actually in a kit along with the McEwans. But we are going to open up this McEwans here. It's a Scotch Ale, and we're going to find out what makes it tick. And we're going to do it on... Okay, folks, welcome back. We're going to be reviewing McEwans Scotch Ale today. We're going to crack into it coming up very shortly. But I definitely want to say this is going to be a great one. A little bit of a wee heavy there. We've got an alcohol by volume of 8%. So we're going to open it up and we're going to find out what it tastes like. We're going to find out what makes this tick. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's crack it open. Hopefully you can hear it. Now this is going to be a little bit of a heavy taste. Okay, 8% is going to be what they call mislabeled as a high gravity beer. Yes, it was high gravity when they brewed it. Does it mean it's a high gravity? No, it means that they have just brewed it down to about 8% alcohol. Holy Moses! But let's see what it sounds like. We got a good little bit of a hiss there. That's beautiful. We love it. Got some guy on the front here. Who is this? Almost looks like Guy Fawkes. That's kind of funny. Anyway. But I always love looking at the caps just to see what decorations they have on the top. Paul Anner has a monk. This one's got a nice cavalier on the front there. It could have been Guy Fawkes, who knows? Anyhow, I'm going to pour this beer. I'm going to pour it a little bit sideways. Oh, yes. Got a little bit more of a head coming up in there. I'm going to kind of get it down the center there, get it a little bit glass proud. Now, I'm not worried about it overflowing, especially in this mug. This is going to be a nice, larger pint mug. It's not quite 12 ounces. This is 11.2 U.S. fluid ounces, 333 milliliters. But I'm having this in my nice, standard, handled pub mug. I love it. Little dimpled thing right there. I got this actually at a venue called 13 Stripes. This was one of the companion glasses that we had there in one of the years, because they get I've got the big mosses, but they've got the companion mugs. One time it was a boot. This one it was going to be an English pint mug. A couple of times it was a little small half liters. This year they only did the half liter. But anyway, no worries. I did get my big moss later on. Anyway, remember, we're going to judge these on the 5 categories. Pardon me. Oof. When I went off for Thanksgiving, I came back with a little bit of a head cold here. We're going to judge it on the aroma, the appearance, the taste, naturally, the mouthfeel, and the overall impression. Now, the mouthfeel is going to be very important because it is going to be a little bit heavier of a beer, okay? It's going to be darker, as you can see. Hopefully, you can see it at least illustrated here. It's very dark. It's going to be, I'm going to say, like coffee or even like a Coca-Cola. Okay, so it's going to be that color. I think Coca-Cola, you pretty much got it pegged. I don't see much Brussels lace. The head was very good, and we'll get into the appearance in just a few seconds here. Let's do the aroma. How about let's follow the rules here. I love following the rules. That's interesting. Okay, so what we've got here is we've got like a fruit pie, like a fig or a plum or raisin, maybe a raisin bread. Really a kind of a bready flavored or bready nose to it. It's going to be more like a banana bread, maybe something very fruity. Okay, pears, peaches, plums, all these baked in a nice, beautiful fruit type pie or fruit type cake for that matter. So, yeah, yes, and I can smell the alcohol in there too. Now, to me, really, it smells like a traditional British Christmas pudding. Okay, Christmas pudding, if you've never had that, they make that there. They make it in a bowl. They actually steam it. And it's got all these fruits and nuts and everything in there. It's got orange peel. It's got orange liqueur. It's got a stout, okay, as the liquid that mixes it up. Any type of dried fruit. Dried fruits back then were generally called figgies or figs. Now, it doesn't mean that they were actual figs. It could have been apples, pears, plums, dates, any type of fruit like that. Any type of dried fruit was a fig. Okay, so that's where we get figgy pudding, right? And a pudding would be more like a boiled type of a cake. Anyhow, this is what this reminds me of. Okay, it reminds me of a nice, good Christmas pudding. Ah, lovely. Yes, I can smell those fruit esters right in there, and it is an ale too, by the way. So yes, it is going to generally lean towards the estery, the fruity flavors. By the way, that's a sign of an ale versus a lager. So let's give it a little bit of the well, we did the appearance, okay, and the head, by the way, the head is a nice chocolate, not really a chocolatey, tan head on it, okay? And it is staying. So that's always good. I don't see too much Brussels lace, and maybe I can produce some, but not a lot of Brussels lace. Doesn't disappoint. A little bit of a candy taste to it too, by the way. Very sweet. Very sweet. It's good, beautiful. I can still taste a little bit of the hops. I'm tasting those fruity esters, the raisins, the plums, all right, the prunes. Should we say prunes? The alcohol comes through, but that's supposed to. 8% alcohol, you can't miss it, right? Again, not as much on the hop end, but definitely the toasted malt. It's going to have toasted malt in there, but mainly because of the color. And again, my shirt doesn't lend to that, but it's going to be relatively dark. And that's going to be how they toasted the malt. Now, they do that, and I may go into that in a later episode, whereby they'll take the malting process. The grains of barley are going to be kind of like wheat grains, but they'll take them and they'll convert them in different manners, and then they'll smoke them, they'll toast them, and they'll bring them to different colors to be able to produce what you see as your color in your beer. And I do taste a toasty, kind of a bready, like I said at the beginning there, a cake, a bready, a Christmas pudding taste to it right now. Very well balanced, of course. Nothing hits you like, wow, alcohol, or wow, carbonation, or wow, maltiness. Well, maltiness, yeah. But it does lend to a kind of a chocolatey flavor too. So think of something like a good chocolatey type of cake with fruit in it. That would be a really good descriptor there. And yes, a little bit of a candy sweetness. That could be my palate too, by the way. Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Now, so we've got the aroma. We had that nice fruitiness that came through at the beginning, that nice plum, that nice dried fruit, that nice cakey smell to it, and that does come from the yeast too, by the way. That nice Christmas pudding Claxon fruitcake. If you ever had a Claxon fruitcake, that would be another good, interesting flavor there, even though a little bit darker, a little bit more chocolatey. We have our appearance, which was very dark, kind of like Coca-Cola, very dark colas like that. The taste, I mean, wonderful. You had that fruitiness, you had that, plum, that prune, raisin, all these dried fruits, dried figs, dried apples, just a whole plethora of fruit flavors, dried peaches, in there. And that lends to the flavor of it, that nice cakey flavor like you would of the Christmas pudding or something like that. Some sort of a fruit cake, okay? Those are going to be predominant. The mouthfeel, it was actually drier than what I thought. I was expecting it to be real sweet. No, it's not real sweet. It's going to be a little bit more on the dry side. Not cloying. Definitely not cloying. Not like something we would produce here. And definitely not overpowering in the alcohol. Sometimes when you get some of these mislabeled, high gravity beers that are going to be more in the higher alcohol content, you expect them to, hit you in the face with alcohol. Not in the case here. You don't want to go to the pub and drink, 4 or 5 of these. You will be stumbling out. I guarantee you that, okay? This is going to be something you're going to sit back, you're going to be next to a fire, you're going to be drinking this a nice warm winter evening. And that's why I pulled this one, because to be quite honest, it's going to get cold sometime soon. Now, overall impression, yes, absolutely. Grab this if you can. It sounds like I'm a broken record recommending beers with the exception of Narragansett. This is going to be an unbelievable British beer, McEwans, Wolverhampton. Who knew? But anyhow, definitely, if you can find it, get it. Anything from McEwans. Again, a long time ago, I had the IPA. This one, by the way, if you have an IPA from England, that's the real deal. This is none of this American stuff, okay? But definitely get it from McEwans. Now, we're going to learn a little bit more about this style of beer and or McEwans, and we're going to do it on
McEwans Scotch Ale, a venerable and iconic beer, has a rich history and a distinct character that has earned it a special place in the world of Scottish ales. Crafted by McEwans Brewery, this ale boasts a legacy dating back to 1856, when William McEwan founded the brewery in Edinburgh, Scotland. One of the defining features of McEwans Scotch Ale is its deep and complex flavor profile. This ale is known for its robust maltiness, which imparts a sweet and caramel-like taste with hints of toffee. The use of high-quality malted barley is a key factor in achieving this full-bodied and satisfying flavor. Its careful selection of ingredients, coupled with a meticulous brewing process, contributes to the beer's unique and memorable taste. The alcohol content of McEwans Scotch Ale is notable, often reaching about 8% alcohol by volume. This higher alcohol content not only adds to the beer's warming character, but also enhances its aging potential. Many enthusiasts appreciate the ale's ability to mature and develop even more nuanced flavors over time. McEwans Scotch Ale is characterized by its deep amber to mahogany hues. The beer typically exhibits a creamy, persistent head, adding to its visual appeal. The combination of its inviting color and rich aromas create an enticing sensory experience for those who participate in this venerable brew. Beyond its flavor and appearance, McEwans Scotch Ale is also associated with a sense of heritage and tradition. The brewery's commitment to quality and adherence to time-honored brewing methods contribute to the ale's enduring popularity. For many, enjoying a glass of McEwans Scotch Ale is not just a beverage of choice, but a connection to the rich brewing history of Scotland. McEwans Scotch Ale. Style: Scottish Ale. ABV: 8%. IBU: 3.7, SRM 21.
All right, folks. Well, I hope you learned something there in our beer specs. I always love bringing new and unique information and trivia to the beer world in these beer specs. So, now, before we go any further, definitely want to say, remember, subscribe, right? Ring that notification bell. Get notified on our next episode of Don't Drink This Beer. We really love bringing it to you. And while you're at it, and it only just takes a few seconds, give us a thumbs up. Give us some love, right? It helps us grow the channel. It just tells YouTube that, we're doing pretty good for you. And if you have any comments, remember, down below in the comment section, down below the little doobly-doo, I think that's what somebody else called it one time, isn't that right? Yeah. Leave comments. Let us know what you want us to review. If you have a specific beer you want us to review, if you have a style that you want us to cover, or some other trivial fact that we can tell our people about. We can tell our beer lovers here that this is something that so-and-so says is an amazing beer fact. Please let us know. I do read the comments, which is great. And I appreciate them too, by the way. Do want to say before we go, also, remember the beer review logbook. $8.99 off of Amazon. Go get you a copy. It's got all the area here, which you can write down your experiences wherever you go. Put it in your pocket. It's great. I don't have pockets in the shirt. No, I don't. I don't have pockets in the shirt here, but you can carry it with you. Write your experiences down here. Again, it has the 5 categories. Pretty much whenever you review a beer, it's going to be the 5. It's going to be the aroma, the appearance, the taste, the mouthfeel, and of course, the overall impression. That said as well, if you're ever in the upstate of South Carolina, definitely pick up one of these. They're in pretty much any of the little small local breweries. And I believe we have to date, I know we have about 15 to 20 local breweries. So go find these little books. Take them, write down your experiences, check off the breweries you go to. I tried to see if there were any other of the upstate or any of the ale trails around in any of the other surrounding states or areas. I didn't see one. We need to start one down in Columbia or down in definitely down in Charleston, Raleigh area, right? Charlotte area, Atlanta. Come on, folks, please, let's have one in Atlanta, or any of the other areas around the country. Now, again, if you're ever at a Total Wine and you find this, grab one. They were free. I have actually, this is a little bit of tattered. It's 12 years old, but it's my beer Bible, if you would, okay? Very, very portable, very, very informative, and yes, definitely want to get a copy of this if you can. They have it online, and I want to talk to them about putting this out in PDF form as opposed to the iBook format, which pretty much no one uses. But definitely want to see if you can get this. Now, if you get down below in the links, and all these are in the links too, by the way, get a copy of this. This is the beer review. This is the beer score sheet from the Beer Judge Certification Program. Why is this important? Well, as we do our reviews of our beers, we're going to go by these 5 categories here, which you can write down on this sheet. You can print it out, take it with you. If you've got something at home, if you keep a diary, this is a great little thing to have. And you can also put little holes down the side and keep it in a binder. You've got off flavors that you can put here. Now, I haven't run into one that has an unusual off flavor yet, but if you definitely run into one, you're going to have these off flavors that are going to tell you how to diagnose that flavor and to tell you what the root cause is. Drinking a bad beer, I mean, you don't want to do that, right? Anyhow, that's our review today of the McEwans Scotch Ale. Okay. Again, thank you for being here. Remember, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Get notified on the next episode that we have, the next review that we have for our great beers. Give us a thumbs up. Give us some love. Come on. You know you can do it. It's just a simple thing down there. Little button has a little thumbs up like this. Let us know what you think. Okay? Let us know if there's a beer you want us to review or something you want us to talk about. If there's a piece of trivia that you have, right? We're more than happy to field any of the trivia or to say, hey, so and so said this about, this type of beer. Definitely let us know in the comments, okay? We always like hearing from you. And we do read them too, by the way. Other than that, Prost! Chin chin! And pie! Salud! And of course, from America, cheers. Peace, love, and beer.